What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Wednesday evening to all of you. Thank you for watching Sportsbook Review. This is Betting with the Bag. Big show. Huge NCAA basketball card. We're going to have Maxwell Smart joining us in 9 minutes to break down these games. I had a rough go in the end of November in college basketball and started moving in the right direction yesterday, going 5-1 with Max, 5-2 overall. But nice work from Max yesterday, and needed to keep the cash moving. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. Mississippi Kid first in the chat. Great hustle, Mississippi Kid. Omar J. Legend calling it Wednesday. I like that. Respect. Omar J. Legend is on the Heat. Celtics under 210. Lillian Pumpernickel on the Mavs over. You know, it's strange that it's gone down from 231 down to 229, but I'm on it, Lillian. I'm on it. Rasheem Luna in the house is on Heat, Celtics, and Sun Magic under. Rasheem Luna and Mavericks over with us. Shelby Richards is on Yale, Tulane, Oklahoma State, and DePaul. Lillian thinking about Bucks plus Celtics moneyline parlay at minus 132. Yeah, I mean, can the Heat do it again is the question. Reese in the house took Bucks first half minus 4.5. Surprised here, Griffin going back-to-back for the first time since coming back from his knee injury. Nets minus 3, Pacers plus 1. We got AM in the house. Remos. Yeah, Fred Anderson now confirmed. I saw that. I kind of wanted Hutch. I know it sounds crazy, but I kind of wanted Hutch. But I guess this is I'm surprised that Frederick Anderson's going back-to-back. I kind of wanted a Hutch to step up in this spot, but probably safer that I'm on the Leafs with Frederick Anderson in goal. There's Jeff Billings in the house. Went 4-6 in NBA, 5-7 in prop plays, 1-3 in NHL. Great job, Jeff Deerslayer Ski. Jeff is on Avalanche moneyline, Blues first period moneyline, full game moneyline, and Golden State moneyline, and Suns first half and full game money line. We have a bonus barbecue sauce titty from the Brasileiro League, Serie A. Sierra moneyline of plus 110. Still have something to play for. Doesn't want to be relegated. Corinthians won't bring a full effort on the road. Their season is over. Nick the Slick, Josh Poino, Fat Fist, Crumb, Rye, Kate, Take It Easy, Barry Block, Ron Lofton, One for the Money, Viper, NB, Gary, Shaft, Polly D, Greg Madsen. What a great group. All right. Oh, there's Red Girl in the house. Keith Sadler, Mark on K for J Blue. Can I ask Kat? Rod Zawacki. Okay, let's get after it. I don't plan on adding any action, although I have, been staring at that under in the Blues Penguins game, just staring at it. Let's quickly go over my action. I did take the Leafs minus 1. What the Avalanche have been doing is spectacular with all their injuries. Now they're getting a couple pieces back amidst all the injuries, important pieces. I want to see them put it together. Toronto needs to step up after showing very little to no heart in the third period against the Flyers last night. I expect them to at home. Money's come back in on the Leafs. I got in on the Leafs money line at minus 115. It's back to the best you could get to Heritage at minus 124. I'm fine. I'm fine backing the Leafs here. I know going against a ton of people. There's Baseball Bob in the house. Baseball Bob in the house. Anthony Mastroianni just said, just cook me and the ladies some steak and potatoes. We're listening live. I love you and your girl, Anthony Mastroianni. I got the pleasure of meeting you guys in Toronto. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the steak. Anthony, get paid tonight. There's Nutflush Allen in the house. Oh, Mism the Robber joining us as well. I love it. Cole Coleone ready to get to work. Steve Overlay in the house. So I'm on the Leafs minus 1. Rod Z saying you're not taking Leafs minus a half first period at plus 160. I don't mind that. Dennis Garcia saying Marner back too. Yes, I don't love backing teams when their stars come back first game, but I just think the Leafs showed no heart and must step up. They just must step up in this spot, and I'm backing them. Rodzi, yeah, I'm not taking Leafs minus half first period, but I don't dislike the play. I want the Leafs to have the full game to step up here. Full game. There's Dado in the house. Dado in the house. Anthony Mastroianni said, you're going to ride with me and the Lakers like last night. No. I'm not, but I'm not going to go up against you. Blues, Penguins. This is a spot where I just find this under extremely appealing. I was kind of hoping for Tristan Yari. I still feel like the under's in play here. And I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm going to pull the trigger on the under in this hockey game here. Let me get it right now. The under 6 in St. Louis, Pittsburgh. Man, Matt Murray better step up for me tonight, putting my money on the line. There's Junior Brown in the house. And I do, Ronnie Christie. I do. I really do. I'm on the under 16, St. Louis, Pittsburgh. I'm getting minus 110 from 5 dimes. Under 6, minus 110. I've been staring at it all day. It's time to pull the trigger on it. I need to be rewarded for taking Senators first period. I was shocked that I wasn't going to get a better number. Just dumbfounded that I wouldn't be getting like a plus 160 at the worst. You want to give me plus 145? I'm going to take the Senators first period against the Oilers? No, man. I need something better. Why is it not showing me let's go first period, money line. Let's get a quick look at what I would be getting now if I took Ottawa. Well, they're trying to entice me. Plus 156, plus 155. I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take. Chris Annotate says, how do you like the over 6.5 in the Toronto-Colorado game? I expect Toronto to play very, very tight, accountable defensive hockey. But with these two teams, that's generally a great spot to be. Anthony Mastinari says, well, maybe my angle will change your mind. AD tweeted out he has to be the defensive player of the year now on the road versus Utah defensive team. Going to get up for this game. Anthony Mastinari, I would prefer to stay off and cheer for you. That's how I would prefer to do that. Shelby Richards taking Jimmy Madison plus 8.5. Drinking hand says, Jimmy, don't do it. I'm not going to take Senators Spirit. I need to be rewarded more than that. I'm on the under 6.5 in Capitals Kings under 6.5. LA Kings game. Who cares how badly they started at the beginning of the year? Getting under 6.5 is nice. Oh, shit, that's first period. Let me just go to full game totals here at sportsbookreview.com, the SBR odds page. And we are getting, it's down to 6 at Pinnacle. That makes me feel great. Pinnacle moving it down to 6. You can still get under 6.5 at minus 115 at a ton of books, though. But look at Pinnacle bringing it down to 6. Alex Ramirez, Spidey plays of the day. Leafs minus 120 on the money line. There's Picasso the Prophet in the house. Love seeing you, Picasso the Prophet. TX Filer, take it easy. Cash action bets on Pittsburgh and the under. Wow, that's ballsy to take Pittsburgh. But they, losing 5-2 last time they met, they're angry. Junior Brown says Lakers and back-to-back playing at altitude. Yikes. I agree. So I doubled up on the Hornets first quarter, first half. Am I buying too much into Borrego? You guys know that I like him as a coach. Is he going to get them ready after all the things he said into the press? I hope so. Charlotte's now minus 2.5 full game. Are there even monies first quarters? Or even money, or is it still minus a half first quarter for Charlotte? And quickly pop up. That's still minus a half, so nothing's changed there. Charlotte, Hornets, first quarter, first half. Then I made 2 moves on totals that moved against me. And staring at that Brooklyn Nets spot against the Hawks, I just don't know if I want to start backing the Brooklyn Nets on the road, but they've been playing good ball. Minus 3-point favorites against Atlanta. And we know Jay Money's on that spot. I'm just going to stick to what I'm on here. And then I was staring at the Bulls. Can you take a Bulls team of 6.5-point favorites? You just can't. You just can't. So I made 2 total moves. I'm on the Timberwolves, Mavericks over 230. It's gone down to 229 or 229.5. That makes me uncomfortable. And the Lakers-Utah total keeps climbing. It just keeps climbing and makes me very uncomfortable. So I bet it at 210.5. I gave it out on the show at 209.5. Now I can get it at 212.5. Teddy B says Jimmy, Lakers are going to roll tonight. LeBron asked at shoot around, says they're on a mission. Every game is important to them. Look, I can't take them in this spot, but I will cheer you guys on. Stack Wap says, really did good yesterday with Lafayette, first half and full game. Yeah, we should have taken them on the money line for a big score. But, it was a nice day in college basketball. I need another one today. This week has started off poorly. But I believe, let's bring in our guy, Maxwell Smart, right now. And let's give him a holler and get him on the line, get him ready to handle this. So I've almost caught up on the record keeping. So I'm almost there. By tomorrow's late show, we'll be back in action. Pauly D on the under 212. It's strange that it's moving in that direction. Cash action bets backing the Jazz. I get that. 1 for the money, 2 for the show. No team is safe. has Milwaukee over the Milwaukee game over 109.5 at the half. Dutch Boy Fresh taking the Bulls first half -3. Max looks ready to rock, almost ready to rock, very close. And I'm looking forward to break down this NCAA college basketball card. Had a nice time tailing him yesterday. There's Ron Crawford in the house, just waiting to get the thumbs up from Rafa, ready to go. Take it easy, says Max is the type of guy who bets every lean. Sure, he does, but he doesn't necessarily give every lean out in the show. You know, he tries to pick his spots and tries to get the best looks. There's sharp money in the house. Dadu says, where should I bet? The best thing I can do for you, Dadu, is send you to our page. Let me get you there right now. Here we go. We have a ratings guide for all of the sports books, and it's very, very, very good. So here is our rating guide right now. Dadu, take a look and find the best book for you, my friend. Find the best book for you. Baseball Bob's on the over in the Avs-Leafs game. If it goes over, I'm concerned that I will lose. Obviously, I have Atlanta's highest scoring team in the NHL. All right, it is time for Maxwell Smart in the house.
It wasn't until 2018 that the diamond in the rough went from hooligan to king of the world.
The guy couldn't play for shit, dog. He was awful. But can he cap? Guess he can.
Maxwell Smart, happy Wednesday evening to you. I went 5-1 tailing your action yesterday. Nice to be in the black. I needed it. It's been a bad week in other sports for me. How are you doing, my friend?
Jim, you know it's a big card tonight, so I'm a little stressed out, I would say. And obviously, I already DM'd you about Covers.com and what they did to me. But on the bright side, Jim, I got this beautiful apple Danish. It is going to get devoured as soon as I'm done the show with you. And I'm excited about tonight. It's a beautiful card. We have mid-major cards for you. We have a great regular card for you. So I'm excited. I think that we're going to be able to hit a lot of games tonight, and I'm going to try and make my breakdowns as short and sweet as possible so we can get to as many games as possible.
We have a lot of work to do. We're going to handle it the way we always do. We're going to go over the looks that Max has already tweeted out at Maxwell Smart 420. We're going to go over those looks. We're going to hammer those looks. Then we're going to go to his additions. I'm going to copy and paste all the questions that you have because we're not going to be able to get to each and every one of these games. But let's get to work right now. College basketball ahead. And don't forget, 7 p.m. tonight, I'll be with the boss and the sauce live. The playoff drive live pick six show. Got a bottle of JMO ready to tappity tap tap tap. Max, your first play on this card is Cal Baptist at -3. Let's get over to Cal Baptist right now. At home against UC Riverside. They opened up at, I got to move over to 5 times. They opened up at Pinnacle at -3.5 at -108. At Pinnacle, they're now -4.5 at -111. You beat this line move. Why are you on Cal Baptist tonight?
Yeah, this is a spot for Cal Baptist where I do have a little bit of fear. I won't lie to you guys. UC Riverside is getting Dikembe Martin back. He did play in the last game. He was 3 for 3 in only 10 minutes of play. I expect him to elevate his minutes tonight also. He looked good. But this is a California Baptist spot. This is a situational spot. This is a line that I created. Gives me a high enough edge that I had to jump on this when I saw it at 3. First off, Cal Baptist is on a 5-game home stint, I would call it. I'm lost for words at this point, but they lost to South Dakota and they lost to Georgia State, which are good losses, you know. If you're going to lose to teams, you lost close games to both of them. I think tonight they get it right. I think that UC Riverside's record is a little bit fraudulent. You got to look at who they've beaten. You got to look at how they've beaten people at home with nobody there to watch. And I think that the main issue for Cal Baptist is how does Milan Akua come back after a 37-point game? I'm looking for guys like Ferran Flavors and Brandon Boyd to step up tonight. I look for them to get started early. I look for them to win this game and cover the 3 points. But as far as my first half edge, I actually was leaning towards Riverside, but I'm not making that an official play on the show.
And at 4.5, that would make you uncomfortable. Would you have pulled the trigger if it was at 4.5?
At 4.5, yeah, I start to feel uncomfortable. We're talking about more than one bucket. Cal Baptist, I think that I have a good read on them. I've watched and seen what their issues were in their losses, and I feel that this line is a fair line. At 4.5, you're starting to get pushing the edge, but I still think that they come out and win this game by 7 to 10 points.
All right, there's Cal Baptist. I'm thinking of tailing. Let's move on to your next spot on this card. And you went with Yale. You're backing Yale here tonight. Yale in Albany. Yale opening up as 4.5-point favorites. They're now 5-point favorites at 5 dimes, 5.5 at Pinnacle. Why are you backing Yale tonight?
Yeah, this is a team in Yale. Obviously, they have to worry about playing against revenge against Albany. Albany's coming off a pretty impressive come-from-behind win and defensive performance against American, where they didn't allow American to score for close to 8 minutes in the second half. So I think that is going to give the perception that Yale is maybe not the right spot. Obviously, playing with revenge, a home dog, gives me a little bit of apprehension, but it still was a number that I had to lay. And I think that Yale, with their 48% shooting percentage from the field and 38% from the three-point line, gives me good feeling. I think that they have at least a 9-point advantage on my numbers in the first half. I'm looking to actually add the first half also, Jim, if I can. That doesn't mean that I don't think that Albany isn't worth a second half bet. I'll be looking to make that live. I think that Yale's 3-point defense is going to be critical tonight, and hopefully the free throw issues and turnover concerns don't show their face. Obviously, with Albany, you got to worry about Cam Healy, Ahmad Clark, and now possibly Anthony Rizzuto, who's coming off a 6-for-9 game, and he was dangerous from the 3-point line. So if he's on point again, Yale's going to have trouble. Otherwise, I think Yale plays good enough defense. I think that they run good half-court offense enough to get into their sets early enough and get good looks at the bucket all night. So give me Yale full game already, and then I'd like to add the first half, please.
Best line I can give you first half's at Bet365, -2.5 and -105.
I'll take it, Jim.
Yale first half -2.5 at -105. Doubling up on Yale. The next spot on Max's card is Boston University. Boston University, let's grab it right now. Full game spreads and totals here on the best odds page in the business, sportsbookreview.com. We are going to Boston University up against George Washington in George Washington. Boston University opened up as 3-point dogs, and they are now a pick'em at 5 dimes. You got them +3. Must feel good about that. Why are you backing Boston University tonight?
Yeah, this is a spot where I just think that Boston University comes and has a better offensive shooting performance. I think that guys like Javonte McCoy and Alex Villarano are most important in this game. I think obviously there's going to be a lot of attention played to Max Mahoney and Walter White, but I think that these two dudes, as complementary scorers, can make or break our bet on this game tonight. Obviously, we got the best of the line, but that doesn't mean everything. We look at how Western Kentucky game went yesterday. The line move was not indicative of the end result, so you have to really base it on your capping. Ordinarily, I do not take teams that shoot free throws as poorly as the top 4 scores for Boston University does, but they're a low-volume 3-point team. They're going to get high-efficient shots. They're going to not shoot volume free throws, so that stat can be a little misleading. I think that they keep George Washington off the free throw line, take advantage of their strength on the offensive glass, score on second chance opportunities, and attack the rim protectors and really push George Washington's depth into trouble. The main concern for me is containing Arnoldo Toro, who is the basic double-double guy. He's a guy that protects the rim. His one weakness, obviously, is at the free throw line where he shoots only 50%. And then you have to think about Jameer Nelson Jr. He's averaging over 10 points a game. I think that he's an offensive weapon that I think that Boston University will be able to shut down. And BU's going to win this game tonight for me, by my estimations, with defense. It's not going to be pretty. It may stay under the total, but BU +3, that's the way I'm playing it.
All right, Boston University +3. I went ahead and tailed two of Max's looks. Didn't get the same line he got. We'll see if that bites me. Cal Baptist -4.5 at -105, and Yale -4.5, -114. That 4.5 -114 is available at Bookmaker. All right, Max has added on Boston University. Beat that market move soundly. Let's move on to Max's next spot, and it's an interesting battle. BYU, Utah. BYU, Utah. Let me find this here on the board. BYU opening up at -1.5 at 5 times. They're now -2.5. BYU, Utah. This total being stuck at 144.5 all day. Why are you backing BYU at Utah?
Yeah, I'm backing BYU because this is a rivalry game. This is a game that both these schools and coaches are preparing for. Watching and listening to Mark Pope today, Mark Pope has these guys ready for one of the most intense atmospheres in one of the best rivalries on the West Coast that you got. Brigham Young is going to have Yoeli Childs coming back from his 8-game suspension tonight after putting in some documentation wrong with NCAA. So I look for him to make a goddamn impact. This is a guy that averaged 21 points and close to 10 rebounds last year. Now you're going to throw him with TJ Haws and Connor Toulson on the road. These are guys that are upperclassmen. These are guys that have played in big games before. And I think that unless Timothy Allen has a fantastic 30-point game for Utah, this is going to be a back-and-forth game. Teams are going to go on runs. But in the end, I think that Utah is going to prevail with their late game heroics, which we've seen multiple times already this year.
You mean BYU is going to prevail?
Excuse me, BYU, yeah.
Yes, BYU at -2 at -105 is where Max got them. BYU, maybe I should make a move on it. Jericho, happy to see Griffin line. I was shocked that Griffin was going to be in the lineup. Surprised me. I did take a look at your props, and I've been going over them. I like your props, Jeff. I think you're in a good spot, man. I can't wait to watch that Leafs game. Okay, so we have BYU -2. Next spot is not only Max's look, but it's also Matt Randall's taint play of the day, and yet the market has moved against you guys, and I'm talking about North Alabama. Max got on North Alabama, had to pick them and -105. And last I looked, we had a plus number on North Alabama. Let me see if I can pull it up right now. But +1.5 is what I saw. Has there been any change there? Let's get there quick. We don't have time. Come on, work for me. Show me North Alabama against Troy. Yes, +1.5s everywhere. +1 at Bookmaker. This total went from 134.5 to 137.5. Max, why are you on North Alabama?
Yeah, this is an Alabama rivalry game. I think that North Alabama, being new to the D1 level, has an opportunity tonight, and it's reflected by the line to win this game outright. I think that North Alabama, with Jamari Blackman and Christian Agnew, have an advantage going up against Troy. I think that Troy with Darian Adams definitely is a solid starting point, but it's just not a spot where I think that it's going to be beneficial for them in this matchup. I think that North Alabama plays very good three-point defense. I think that as long as they're able to rebound, keep the turnovers down, and not get exposed when it comes to fouling, I think that they have the depth. I think that they have the will, and I think that with Emmanuel Littles in the front court, I think you have a solid piece to protect the rim, grab those defensive rebounds, and really push Jamari Blackman and Christian Agnew into transition and get them some easy buckets at the rim. I think that Troy is going to be a great team in a year or two. I think that once Scott Frost gets his freaking hands on this program and molds it, but I think tonight this is a situational spot where I want to take the dog, the visiting team, the team that has to grow together on the court against a rival. So North Alabama is the spot that I'm on, and I think that they surprise us tonight.
We haven't gone over San Diego State, but rest assured we will, Damon. The next look on our Max's card is Tulane. And Ronnie Christie says, man, I was staring at Tulane last night. Excited Max is on it. Let's get to Tulane right now in this spot tonight. Max grabbed Tulane -1.5 at -108 up against Southern Miss. Sorry, so many games. I just want to look at the graphic to make sure I knew where Tulane Southern Miss was on the card. There we go. Tulane Southern Miss. Tulane opening up at -1.5. They're at -2 now at 5 dimes. Bookmaker and Bovada have moved it to 2.5. His total's gone down a point from 138.5 to 137.5. Why are you on Tulane, Max?
Okay, this is a game where I'm simply taking the better coach. I'm taking the better roster, and I'm taking the fact that this Tulane team switches up their defenses. They throw different looks at you offensively. They'll go 4 or 5 possessions where they keep on feeding it down low, and then you'll see them just be completely perimeter oriented for 4 or 5 minutes in the game. That's a kind of change of pace I think can be very beneficial to this Tulane team. And I haven't even spoken about how great the transfers Christian Thompson and KJ Lawson have played. KJ Lawson averaging 16 points, 76% from the free throw line, 44% from the field is solid. Jordan Walker also is a double-digit scorer, and Christian Thompson, the Rhode Island transfer, he's averaging 2.5 steals a game. So I think that this Tulane team, they have the scoring depth now, they have the better coaching, they have good enough three-point shooting and good enough free throw shooting to win this game. Then you throw in Sean Hightower. He's the X factor for this team. If he comes and leads this team in scoring and is assertive of the three-point line, I think that Tulane is going to win this game handedly. I will say, however, my impression is it's going to be an ass clencher. But I do think that Tulane has a big edge on the first half. I have them close to 5 to 6 points on the first half. So if you want to give me less than 2 on the first half, I will actually make that an official pick and double up on Tulane also, Jim.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Shaft trying to figure out what his play today is going to be called. Bad Mother or Shut Your Mouth. Shut Your Mouth does give you the alliteration with Shaft. All right, a double up spot here for Max on Tulane. And you don't want to go first half full game? You want to double up full game?
Yeah, I'm going to double up full game.
All right,
excuse me. No, Jim, sorry. Excuse me. I want to hit the first half, and I want to go full game. So I'm already on full game. I want to hit the first half.
Okay, perfect. You've already got -1.5 and -108 full game on Tulane up against Southern Miss, and cash action bets on the other side of you. Interesting. So one thing I was doing yesterday was I was staying away from the spots, backing the spots where you are. Where cash action was on the other side. Let's grab it right now. Let's grab your action for Tulane first half. Here we go. Tulane first half against Southern Miss. Where are you? Please show that. God, okay. You know what, Max? I'm going to grab it. Oh, there it is. Tulane first half. Okay, so they're offering you a -1. -1 is the best I can get, and Pinnacle 5 dimes and Heritage are at and Intertops and UH are at -110. Does that interest you?
What's the money line?
It's good.
What's the money line?
Okay, let's go to money line right now for the Tulane Southern Miss spot. Here we go. We had -1. Let's see what Max decides. Oh, money line's not very good. -125 is the best we can give you. That's at UWager.
All right, never mind. Let's move on.
So not even going to take the -1?
No, I'm not going to take it.
All right, so we've gone through Max's 7 bets so far. He has 7 more that he sent in. He really just sent in 6 there and added 1, but we have 7 more. Before we do that, though, Max, there is a game popping off in 30 minutes, that being Pennsylvania against 23rd ranked Villanova. Let's get this full game spreads and totals and hear what Max has to say in case any of these low baggers want to make a move on it. Villanova opening up at -11.5. They're now at -13. This total opened up at 153.5. 5 times has dropped it a point to 152.5. Max, are you making a move on Pennsylvania? Villanova pops off in 30 minutes.
Jim, I apologize, but I never sent you my official play on this game. I did make a play about 6 hours ago, and I did take Villanova -7 first half, -115. That is my play on the game. I think that Villanova is mad at this Pennsylvania team. There are pieces on this team from last year that remember losing outright to them. This is a Philadelphia 5 battle, and I think that Villanova on the first half has been completely dominant. The numbers say it, the box scores say it, and I think that tonight they continue that dominance against a hated rival in Pennsylvania.
And did you tweet this out as a play?
Yes, I did, and I'm sending it to your DM right now.
Okay, no, it's all good. There's a 7 at minus 115 available, a couple books. There's even a 7 at minus 112 available at Pinnacle. Ron Crawford says, revenge. Ravenga! Okay, let's grab it right now. You're minus 7, minus 115. This bet is popping off in 30 minutes. Villanova, first half, minus 7. At minus 115, popping off right now. Dewey Finn said he nailed Nova, in my opinion. And Ixnizzle 420 saying, good call on Denver minus 5 yesterday, Max. It was a nice call on them. Okay, and Dewey says Nova wants to crush the Quacks. Jesse Nemeth also on Nova first half. Cash action bets on Nova as well. Okay, I'm going to keep rolling along here. The next spot on Max's card is a game a lot of you guys want to talk about. San Diego State. Let's go to full game over here on the Sportsbook Review odds page here, and let's get after this spot for you, Max. San Diego State. San Diego State here. You grab San Diego State at minus 4.5 at minus 105. And if you want San Diego State, what the hell's wrong with me? Why can't I? Oh, God. While I'm line shopping here for the market move, why are you on San Diego State?
Yeah, this is one of the most public spots of the night. There are a couple of them that I'm on, including Tulane, but this is another one. Listen, I've watched both these teams play basketball. I can get a pretty good impression of what we're going to be able to get tonight. And Colorado State, don't get me wrong, with Chris Martin, Adam Thistlewood, they can put up enough threes and get hot at home. And don't forget also, this is a conference game. These are both Mountain West teams. This is conference basketball, so these guys know each other. Well, you know what they do know? Malachi Flynn, KJ Fagan, they were on the bench watching last year, seeing how San Diego State beat this Colorado State team. And I think that they take those lessons, use the talents that they have, and Malachi Flynn has a shitload of talent. And I think that they are going to dispatch Colorado State again tonight. San Diego State, 27% three-point defense, 39% from the three-point line. Balanced scoring, good depth. Jordan Shackle, thank God for Steve Fisher recruiting him because this kid is the difference maker for San Diego State. If he gets off on the three-point line, it's done. It's like chicken dinner. We're dipping those tenders in organic honey all night on that one. But all you got to do, in my opinion, is stop guys like Isaiah Stevens, stop Adam Thistlewood from the three-point line, but don't put them on the free throw line because that's where they're efficient. Let Carvacho run up and down the floor, taking the ball, trying to be a guard, because the dude doesn't hit 60% of his free throws. So anytime that he gets fouled, he's not flashy, so he's not going to get those and ones. He's going to go to the free throw line and go 1 for 2. So this is a pretty simple spot for me. San Diego or pass. Shout out to Damon Santorio. Shout out to Ramon Scott. San Diego State Aztecs, minus 4.5. Giddy up.
Giddy up. Back in the Aztecs. Wonder what if Paco Healy's rolling with us, what he thinks about that. Let's move to our next stop. Oh, no, cash action bets. And Jeff Billings are against me on that Hornet spot. Oh, no. I don't like this. It's cash action bets and Jeff Billings up against Teddy and I. I don't like it. Okay, let's move on to the next spot, Max, and that is a total, the first total on Max's card. He went over 152.5 in this Delaware State game up against Loyola, Maryland. You beat market moves in a lot of these spots, and this one is somewhere in between. 151.5 at Pinnacle, but that's juiced to the over at minus 123. They don't want you to bet it. 5 Dimes has dropped a half point, but other books have moved it up to 153, like Bookmaker. Why are you on the Loyola, Maryland, Delaware State over?
Well, I understand why people are trying to figure out when Delaware is going to play an under, and that's, you can see by the odds makers how they've raised their totals by the game. I think that tonight's the last one that I'm going to take on the over, and I'm going to do it because Loyola Maryland is a team that shoots 50% from the field. Both these teams combined for 16 3-points a game. It's just going to be about guys like freaking John Crosby and what's his goddamn name? Andrew Kostecka for Loyola Maryland. If both these guys come to play, Kostecka brings in his 20 points, his 2.5 steals. John Crosby's an amazing free throw shooter, and he's taking control of this offense from Kevin Edwards from last year. I think that with Loyola Maryland, obviously you have a good supporting cast. Delaware State hits their free throws. They allow you to run up and down on them. So teams are shooting 43% from the field and 47% from the field and 43% from the three-point line. That's inducive for and over. And also, I think that when Loyola Maryland's getting 8.5 offensive rebounds a game, you're getting a lot of second chance opportunities and potentially trips to the free throw line with Golden Dyke. And also, 33 combined forced turnovers, so lots of transition buckets, 16 combined steals, same thing. All these stats and eye tests, they just go right towards the over. So, listen, sometimes the movement's right, sometimes the movement's wrong. In this spot, I'm playing my edge. I'm playing the number that I created, and I took Delaware State over at this 152.5.
Delaware State over. The market somewhat confused on where to lay this number. Let's move on to another over Max is on, that being Cal State Northridge in Portland tonight. This is another one that's stuck around the number that Max got it at. Max got the over 142. What do you think of that spot, and why are you backing the over here?
Yeah, this is what you have to do with Cal Sun, especially on the road. This is a Cal Sun team that's allowing teams to shoot 50% from the field, 41% from the three-point line. They hit 80% of their free throws. Obviously, without no Rodney Henderson and Lamine Dion, you're losing a lot of offense. But I think that Lance Coleman, Terrell Gomez, and Darius Brown are up to the task. We know that Terrell Gomez is the guy's hitting sometimes 7 or 8 threes in a game, putting up 20 to 30 points on average. I think that we're going to see another game like that against Portland tonight. But the issue for Portland and why I actually like the over is because Portland's going to be able to get some against this Cal Sun team. I think that with Isaiah White and JoJo Walker, you got two guys that are giving you 28 points per game combined. Although one of them sucks at the free throw line and one of them is good, half decent. This is a Portland team that shares the ball well with a 1.4 assist to turnover ratio, and they take care of it. So a team that takes care of the ball, makes their free throws, hits 45% of the 3-point shots, 7 a game, 50% of their actual field goal shots, and that equals about 25. 6 guys that average more than 8 points a game. It's a spot where I'm going to take the over. I'm going to just rely on Cal Sun not playing good defense, and I'm hoping that we just don't have another 3-point shooting contest from the Colgate Cal Sun game, because that was definitely misleading when it came to what type of defense and pace this team plays at.
Very, very interesting breakdown right there. Jeff Billings, to answer that question, I want the Leafs to win the hockey game 3-1 tonight. So I want a very tight, checking, low-scoring game. So, and then I'm against, at this point, I'll go into your NBA looks in a second, but for NHL, I want that to be a low-scoring game. I don't want that to be a high-scoring affair, so that's going to keep me off those props. You could easily be right. Let's move on to the next stop, and that is another total. Citadel over 153.5 at -110. Let's get to the Citadel spot. Up against East Tennessee State. This total has skyrocketed up to 157. Max destroyed this market move. Max, why are you on Citadel?
Yeah, this is another conference game in the Southern Conference. I expect East Tennessee State to push the tempo. I expect them because they're capable of a large offensive output. This is a team that can score 100 points. They can score 85 in a game. I expect them to do so against Citadel. Citadel definitely has value on the over in the 140 to 157, 158 range. I would say I wouldn't like them in the 160s and 170s, and we've seen what the results have been so far when they've been lined in that area. I think that both teams allow 40% field goal defense, so that means that there's penetration to the line, a penetration to the paint, and guys are getting to the line. I think that Citadel and East Tennessee State are both going to get offensive rebounds and second chance opportunities, which are going to lead to points. I think there's going to be turnovers. I think there's going to be steals. I think there's going to be fast break opportunities. And the only concern is how many times they can get to the line. I think that you got to get to the line. You got to score with the clock stopped. Both these teams are susceptible to scoring droughts, but I think that tonight being a conference game, Citadel welcoming back, what the hell is this guy's name? Hayden Brown, I think it is. Their leading scorer, Hayden Brown, he's been out with a hamstring injury for about 3 games, and he averages 16 points a game. I expect Citadel to come out breathing fire tonight, and I'd like to add them first half if I can, Jim, to the also in to the over.
You can add them first half. Why are you going to make a move first half instead of full game?
I think that Hayden Brown coming back is a big difference maker. I think that the way that he's able to command the ball and his efficiency from the field tells me that he's going to be able to make a difference at least in this first half. And I think that he probably will be on a minute restriction. And I just think that now with the evolution of Fletcher B, I think that you now have 2 good scorers that are capable of taking over a game if one is being shut down by the defense.
I can give you a plus 10. A plus 10 at minus 110. That's the best I can give you. Do you like Citadel plus 10 minus 110?
Yeah, I'll take a shot with it, Jim.
All right, we are adding Citadel to Max's card. This is a spot that Cash Action Bets likes as well, but full game. Citadel plus 10 at minus 110. Now we move over to Max's Huskies. Yukon in action tonight. Yukon in the over, and Max absolutely annihilated this market move. Max grabbed the Yukon over at 138.5, and if I see correctly on the board, I believe it's up to 145. Wow, let's see what it is exactly. While I'm finding Yukon here on the board, tell us why you were so heavy on this over with your Huskies.
Yeah, my Huskies it was lined wrong. That was just too low of a number for Iona with the pace that they play with EJ Crawford and Asante Gist. I think that tonight we're going to really see what UConn's about. UConn's definitely been a slow starter. They've been a really good second half bet. They've been a good full game cover. But in the first half, I actually made a bet on Iona plus 7.5. But for the over, the way that I'm looking at it is Brendan Adams and James Bouknight are adding an offensive element that we did not have last year. We didn't have that kind of contribution. Josh Carlton is turning into a beast before my very eyes. He's growing like his hair has grown in the fucking 3 years that he's been on campus. I think that tonight we're hopefully going to get Sidney Wilson back, but we have Jalen Gaffney to step in and play if he doesn't. I think that UConn's going to force mistakes. I think they're going to get easy buckets. I think that the three-point shot's going to be on. And like I said, this is an Iona team that allows you to shoot a high percentage from the field, and I think that UConn's going to be able to dictate the pace. They're going to put on a show for the crowd, and I think that this game should have been lined where it is now, and I have to take it just based on principle, created line, and knowing the tempo and offensive capabilities of both these teams.
Wow, Max beat this market move by 8 points. 8 points. It was 145, 40 minutes ago. It's now 146.5. Incredible job. 8 points. If you're not following Max on Twitter, you are making a mistake. Let's look at his next look, and it's South Illinois -7 at -110. South Illinois -7 and -110. Let's pull this up on the board right now. Why can't I find it. There, Norfolk State, South Illinois. South Illinois opening up at -6.5 and is already up to -9. Max got in at -7. Tell us why you're on South Illinois, Max.
Yeah, this is simply a spot that I took as I saw the line moving. This is a spot where I think that Norfolk State has more value on the first half than they do on the full game. And at that number, it created a 2.5-point edge for me. I think that Barrett Benson, Eric McGill, and Aaron Cook have a better game tonight against against Norfolk State. But I think that the key for beating Norfolk State is shutting down Jermaine Bishop, stopping Stephen Whitley from getting out of his shooting slump, which I think that he sort of came out of already. Against Monmouth, they definitely started off slow and turned it on late, obviously covering full game. I just don't think that in this matchup against Southern Illinois, and especially against Barrett Benson, if he can get on the glass, which he hasn't so far this year, I think that's the most advantageous spot for them. I think Southern Illinois, also at home and coming off a loss, is a good spot for them to get right. I think that Norfolk State is really a Jekyll and Hyde team. They zigzag with performances, so Southern Illinois at that number was just a good number, and that's what I picked, laid, and bet.
All right, let's keep rolling along. Right here. We've got Southern Illinois on the card. Then we get to Northern Arizona at -4.5. Northern Arizona at -4.5. Let's pull up Northern Arizona right now if I can find it, please. Man, I hate when there's all these games. Northern Arizona at home against UC Davis. Northern Arizona opening up at -4. Max got them at 4.5, and right now, if you want them, they're 6 or 6.5. Pinnacle leading the charge towards Northern Arizona. Why are you back in Northern Arizona here?
Yeah, this is a Northern Arizona team that's coming off a really impressive home dog 6-point outright victory against South Dakota, and I think that at the beginning of the season, my impression of this Northern Arizona team is they have a lot of experience, but what has their experience really done for them? They were a terrible team. They lost like 21 games last year, something along those lines. I think that in this matchup, they do have the offensive advantage against UC Davis. UC Davis, we've seen a lot of them. We've seen them on the road. This is the end of a long road trip for them. I do have a lot of respect for Mooney and Ezra Manjon. They're solid double-digit scorers. They make their free throws. Keeps me happy, but you got to keep UC Davis off the line in this spot. UC Davis is a second-half team. They really are a comeback team, so you have to be aware that Northern Arizona has a decent first-half advantage, and both teams hit threes. But Northern Arizona's got to get to the free throw line. They got to shoot volume free throws. They got to win on the offensive glass. They got to take care of the ball. I think that is going to come down to the performances of Luke Adilovich and Brooks DeShop. And I think that both these guys are capable of showing up tonight. I think that we got a good number at 4.5 before it moved. I think that this number is more indicative of where the line should be. I understand anybody that is taking the other side based on what they've seen with the eye test, but if you didn't watch the South Dakota game, I implore you to do it, or at least watch some highlights before you make that bet.
All right, there we go. Northern Arizona at Villanova, first half -7. Those are all the plays that Max locked in and his additions. Let's go over them again. Cal Baptist -3, -110. Yale -4, -110. Yale first half -2.5, -105. Boston University +3, +100. BYU -2, -105. North Alabama Pick'em -105, and that is Matt Randall's team play of the day. Tulane -1.5, -108. San Diego State -4.5, -105. Delaware State over 152.5, -110. Cal State Northridge over 142, -110. Citadel over 153.5, -110. Citadel first half +10 at -110. Yukon over 138.5. He beat that market move by 8 points. Also on Southern Illinois, -7, -110. Northern Arizona, -4.5, -110. And Villanova, first half, -7 at -115. And that game is popping off in 11 minutes. I tailed 2 looks. Cal Baptist, -4.5, -105. Yale, -4.5 at -114. All right, we have questions coming in, but let's hear what Max wants to add to his card. Max, what are your additions?
All right, so first let's go to Sacred Heart against UMass Lowell. I'm taking Sacred Heart in the first half. That's the play that I want to make. I think that obviously a lot of attention is going to be on Sacred Heart because Cam Parker had a 24-assist game, which is completely out of this world. But I think that this offense, and especially the starting lineup with Kareem Ozier, is really humming for Sacred Heart. I look for them to use their advantage that they have in the front court and also use the advantage that UMass Lowell's a slow starter. So I'll take Sacred Heart first half, please, Jim.
Let's get you Sacred Heart. Now, we have the late show tonight with the boss and the sauce, the playoff drive live pick 6 NFL and NCAA football show. So we have 20 more minutes that we have to work with here. So it'd be great if we could do 10 minutes of Max's additions and 10 minutes of questions. We'll do the best that we can here. We're going to get him Sacred Heart right now. Sacred Heart first half. And wow, you're going to get a plus half. Let me move over to it. Would you rather have a plus half or a money line look?
Plus half. I'll pay the juice for it.
All right, let's get a plus half for Sacred Heart. Plus a half, you can get minus 110 at Bet3. It's funny how Bet365 is giving us some of the best college basketball lines. I'm not used to that. Sacred Heart, first half, plus a half at minus 110. All right, Max, keep firing away, my man.
All right, so UNC Greensboro is definitely in a letdown spot tonight. I don't think that they have it. I think that they play good defense. I think that they score. I think that they protect the rim in the first half with James Dickey and Kyron Galloway. Isaiah Miller shows up, and he's his usual self. I think that it's a big number, but I'm going to lay it. Let's go UNC Greensboro if it's 12.5 or better.
All right.
First half.
Let's find out what we can give Max for UNC Greensboro. We're going to pull that up right now. Lucky Lefty in the house. I've copied and pasted everybody's questions, and let's see what we can get our Maxwell Smart with UNC Greensboro. We can't get you a 12.5. The best we can get you is minus 13.5, and it's minus 133. Minus 14.5 and minus 110. Those are your options.
Sorry, I got to pass on that then.
All right, let's keep rolling.
Yeah, Binghamton. First half, similar spot. This is a spot where I just think it's a big number for Colgate. Obviously, Jordan Burns is coming off a fantastic game, but it seems to be one guy stepping up for Colgate, and it's not a balanced overall effort. And I think that tonight with Binghamton and George Tinsley and Sam Sessoms on the other side, this is Sam Sessoms and George Tinsley. They've proved to be a quality duo. I had to eat a loss when they beat NGIT outright as a double-digit underdog. So I do have a good sense for what this team can do, and I think at home on the first half at least presents enough value. I don't believe that this line should be where it is. I don't know why it's been seamed up, but I'll take the first half if I can get a nice number, and let's go from there, Jim.
Let's grab it. Sorry, I was writing stuff back. And look, Gas Station Max betting Pacers first half. What was that spot that you were just breaking down, Max?
Binghamton first half versus Colgate.
Okay, here we have a Colgate Binghamton right here. Don Carleon says Colgate could blow the doors off. Mark Unkafer respecting our Gas Station Sushi's look on the Pacers first half for his Max bet. Okay, full game. Was that right? Full game Binghamton?
No, first half.
Oh, fuck. I'm so sorry, man. Okay, sorry. First half, Binghamton. Multitasking here. Cash Action Bets also liking Binghamton. And I can get you Binghamton at plus 7.5 at minus 110.
I'll take it, Jim.
All right. Binghamton, first half, plus 7.5 at minus 110. Keep rolling, Maxie.
All right, so the next one we'll go to is a one that I'm a little worried about, but I'm going to take it based on the number. We're going to the Longwood game. Longwood tonight, their first half team. I've been cashing with them on the first half in a lot of games. I think that North Carolina A&T wins this game, but I'm taking Longwood first half. I'm hoping that the balance and depth comes to play tonight, and I'm hoping that North Carolina A&T sucks at the free throw line, shoots the ball terribly, which we've seen them do over and over again, and hopefully comes back in the second half and grinds out a win. So Longwood first half for the show, please. Longwood
first half, and what I can do is give you a pick'em at minus 110. That's available at 5 dimes, or you could get a plus a half at minus 115.
plus a half at minus 115. Please.
And that's available at Bet365. Longwood, first half, plus a half at minus 115. Max, keep hammering it.
Florida A&M versus Tennessee tonight. Guess what? I'm taking the first half with Florida A&M. This is the Florida A&M team that definitely has shown they've been Jekyll and Hyde. They've been zigzagging, getting blown out, covering, getting blown out, covering. Well, what has been somewhat reliable is them being able to play in the first half competitively and then not get destroyed until the end. So you want to give me 18 points at minus 115 at Bet265. I'll take that on the first half against Tennessee tonight.
All right, plus 18, at minus 115. Max, I want to ask, just because our guy Lamont has to go, and he put so much energy into this show. So we're gonna take a quick turn and ask. I'm gonna ask you a question here. First, I'm gonna lock in your Florida A&M plus first half plus 18. At minus 115. It was very curious, and there's actually it kind of works because there's a second question here, and it's from Chris, from our guy Chris Sanate. So Chris wants to know your thought on the Purdue-Virginia total, and Lamont Williams wants to know what you think about his max bet Purdue solo team total over 52.5.
Listen, I think that Purdue, I'm obviously wearing the hat. I actually want to talk about this game last, but we'll do it because Lamont Williams is a solid guy, and anything for an OG low bagger. I think that this total, especially this team total, has a lot of value if you're taking the over with Purdue tonight. I think that playing in the confines of Mackey Arena with that rowdy crowd, and you know the student section is going to be pumping and dropping and twerking tonight. I think that when it comes to Purdue, they got good length, they got good depth, good size from freaking 1 through 5. Can throw guys like Travion Williams, can throw Boudreaux, can throw Matt Arms at you in the front court. Noel Eastern's a solid floor general point guard. I think that he runs offense and doesn't get sucked into Virginia's dirtball game. I think that your team total is a great play. And as far as the total, if I was going to take the under, I would have taken it at 103.5. Now that it's dipped below 100, I'm literally just staying away, and that's about it.
All right, there you go. Liking your looks there, Lamont Williams, our guy. Okay, Max, let's keep rolling with your looks. We would just hit you with, you just grabbed Florida A&M first half plus 18 minus 115. What's next?
Yeah, so we're going to go to the FIU Florida Gulf Coast game. This is a game where I think that Florida Gulf Coast definitely maybe comes to play a little harder in the second half. I think that FIU is able to shock them a little, hopefully shock them a little, with some good pace with Devin Andrews. I think that they want to really pressure defense, force turnovers, pressure ball handlers. Florida Gulf Coast normally wants to play in a slower paced game, so hopefully they get caught a little gun shy from this tempo and from this defensive ferocity. I think that Florida International minus 6.5, minus 110 on the first half is the play I'm going to add next, Jim.
All right, Florida International first half. Let's get you that spread right this second. Florida International up against Florida Gulf Coast. We can get you a first half at minus 6.5 and minus 110.
Perfect. Let's lock it in.
All right. Just curious, Max, and no pressure, but how many more additions do you have?
Well, Jim, you know that I'm a volume player, so I have about 50 or 60 plays that I have on this card that I've already made. I only have one more addition. It's going to be James Madison first half, and then I'm ready to break down as many questions as we can in the time we have left.
Okay, but I don't, I want you to make all the plays that you want to make. I never want to speed you up or
I would literally have to just run down the list, and then I'd have to send them to you to make them official. I don't think I'd be able to give I wouldn't be able to give breakdowns on all of them based on our timing.
That's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to. Yes, I'll ask him about FAU, Russell. You don't have to. But you don't have to give breakdowns. If there are plays that you want to make official, you can hammer them at me. It's totally up to you. I'll just type away. So no pressure. But let's give you. You want James Madison first half?
Yeah, James Madison first half. This is a game where I think that James Madison led with Matt Lewis, with Darius Banks. These are guys that could put up some points, and I don't think that Radford has deserved my respect now after their recent performance. I think that obviously Radford being at home for their first home game versus a D1 competition definitely has a little bit of flair and can give me a little bit of a heartburn taking them on the first half. But I think that James Madison has shown me on the road that they are capable of pulling out the outright upset. 9 points is kind of disrespectful to them, and I think that what we've seen from Radford is they played some decent competition, but they haven't been able to beat them. The closest they got to was the Liberty game, and I think that tonight James Madison is able to at least make this competitive in the first half. I had them having at least a 2-point advantage, so if you want to give me +4 or better on James Madison first half, we'll lock that in, and then we'll move into questions.
Well, I can get you James Madison +5 first half at -115 available at 5 dimes and Bovada. James Madison at Pinnacle is +5 at -130. They do not want you to take James Madison. +5 first half -115. You want that?
Yep, let's do it, Jim. I'm down.
James Madison, first half, +5 at -115. And I will tail that James Madison look here. Copy, paste there. I will tail this look. And that's my third bet on this card, James Madison, first half. All right, Max, it's up to you. There's no reason, but if you want to add plays with no breakdowns, you can start firing them at me. If you don't, we can go into questions. It's no pressure.
No, let's just go right into questions.
All right, let's go into the questions, and we have a ton of them coming in. Got you, Franklin Gonzalez. All right, and there we go. Copy and paste that very quickly, and let's get to these questions. First off, the first question is from our guy Scott. Morehead State versus IUPUI. First half is at 3.5. Let's see what the full game money lines and totals are right now for this. Russell Gordy asking for the big games. Here you go, Russell Gordy. Morehead State. Does that make you happier? Does that appease your need for big basketball games? And my computer's freezing, right? Okay, there we go. God, it's okay, I just have the first half line right now. Morehead State -3.5 is on the first half with a total of 66.5. I'm going to try to get here we go. Full game, Morehead State. Let's get it quickly. Here we go. Morehead State, full game. My computer is killing me right now. Morehead State -6.5. Opening line now up to -7. This total's gone from 141 down to 140.5. What do you think here for our guy Scott?
Yeah, this is a spot where I'm looking at IUPUI to stun somebody on the road again. All you need for IUPUI to cover a game, in my estimations, is Marcus Burke going off. Marcus Burke has shut me up. He's had some really good shooting performances, then some poor shooting performances, but he's a volume scorer. As long as he stays on the floor, IUPUI has a chance to stay in this game. I'd be looking at them +7 also.
All right. IUPUI, cash action liking IUPUI as well. Interesting. Okay. The next question comes from The Answer. Thoughts on Maryland tonight? He wants to make it probably a base for his parlays. What do you think of this spot for Maryland going up against the Irish? We are on Maryland. Max got us on Maryland at 33-1 flash. Now, put $100 each on it to win the tourney. Now ranked third in the nation. They open up at -9. There are 9.5s on the board and 9.5 at 5 dimes. This total opened up at 141. It's down to 140 or 140.5. Max, Notre Dame, Maryland.
Yeah, this is a spot where I'm afraid to take Notre Dame. Maryland's definitely shown an inability to blow teams out, aside from Marquette. And I think that there could be a letdown in intensity. Even though this is a premier game, I'm afraid to go against Maryland. I'm not making a play on this game either way. I'm not betting the side. I'm not betting the total. I learned my lesson going against Maryland the other day with Marquette. And Notre Dame definitely has an ability to sneak up on you. They got good guard play. You got freaking John Mooney in the front court. It's really just going to be about how aggressive the complementary pieces to Anthony Cowan are, and that is Ayala and Daryl Morcell. So, I don't have a good lean or opinion to give you. I apologize.
Next spot is a question asked by many cappers in our chat right now. Mark Corrin says, can you ask Max about the DePaul game? Shelby Richards, DePaul versus Texas Tech. Open as a pick'em. Texas Tech now 2-point favorites. His total opened up at 140, is now down to between 137 and 138. Max, Texas Tech, DePaul.
Yeah, this is a simple spot for me, boys and girls. It's DePaul or pass. DePaul is going to win this game in my opinion. I think that DePaul wins this game because Charlie Moore has finally erupted. You have a decent, solid scoring piece in Paul Reed, you play inside out. Jalen Coleman-Lambs is definitely a threat from the three-point line, and I think that this DePaul team is finally putting it together. I think obviously when you get into conference season, you're going to have a little bit more difficulty, but I think that in this game tonight, I think they're going up against a Texas Tech team that just doesn't play Chris Beard's style of defense. Chris Beard has come out and said it himself. James Ramsey, I don't know if he's playing tonight. If he's not, that's a lot of scoring that you're taking off that team. And we've seen DePaul really being able to play a slow pace, a fast pace. They're able to hit shots. They're able to really take advantage of the weaknesses that are appearing before them on the court. I think tonight that DePaul is the spot to be. I got them +2. I like them +2, and I support anybody that's betting them +2 because Texas Tech has to score the ball, and I don't have a lot of confidence in them, especially considering their quality opponent that they played.
All right, but you want to make it an official play?
Yeah, let's make DePaul an official play. Lock me in, Jim, +2.
All right, we are locking you in. +2 for DePaul, preferring the +2 rather than the money line. DePaul, Texas Tech. Let me grab it for you right now. +2 at -105. Is there a +2.5? There is not. +2 at -105 is being added to Max's card right now. DePaul +2 at -105. Okay, let's keep going with the questions. We have to shut this show down very soon, so let's do the best we can. The next question, I don't have who asked it. I have no idea who asked it, but they were wondering about the team total for Loyola at 83.5. Let me pull this game up right now. The Loyola team total. Loyola, Maryland has 14 or 15-point dogs against Delaware State. What do you think of the Loyola team total over 83.5?
Yeah, I think that I support it. I'm on the over full game, so I'm definitely assuming that Loyola Maryland gets close to 80 points. I think that you're in a good position there. I'd be looking to make that bet. I think that Delaware State goes up and down with them. All
right, let's keep rolling. The next question comes from our guy Schaff. Our guy Shaft says, I would like to hear Max's breakdown on the Fort Wayne East Illinois game if you have time. I pocketed Fort Wayne at -4. They went up to -5. They're now at -3. Also in on the over 141.5. Fort Wayne, Eastern Illinois.
Yeah, this Eastern Illinois team obviously has a lot of upperclassmen, a lot of experience. We've seen them definitely play some stiffer competition, but this is a game that IPFW beat them by 44 points last year, and I think that Eastern Illinois is looking to get some revenge. Obviously, IPFW doesn't have Kassan Harrell and John Conacher anymore, and Matt Holba is definitely a solid piece. I respect him a lot. Don't get me wrong. I think that Eastern Illinois with Josiah Wallace and company are going to be able to go in. I think that they can get the outright win in this revenge spot. I think that you really got to really pay attention to the fact that IPFW is very strong at home, but it's about who you play at home. And I think that tonight, Eastern Illinois is at least able to stay within the number, and the line moving the way that it has is also shown that it agrees with me there.
Next question comes from our guy, Lucky Lefty, wanting to know Merrimack versus Brown. Who you got, Max? Brown, 6-point favorites, the total at 128.
Yeah, Brown coming off that Navy loss, 20-point loss at home. They're coming back with revenge. I hit them first half. I hit them full game. Merrimack definitely has the first half advantage by my numbers, but I went against it. So I could be eating crow tonight on that. But I think that even with Jaleel Lord and Javarius Hayes for Merrimack, the three-point shooting isn't there. They try and play zone. I think that Brown's going to be able to shoot over that zone with Brandon Gonzalez. And I think that with Tamang Chow, you have a solid guy that can go get you rebounds, go get you second chance opportunities, get to the free throw line, and hopefully they're going to have a goddamn rebound game because they got to show up and cash me a ticket after that game against Navy.
All right, we've got to put a bow on it. Sorry we didn't get to your question, Arthur. To answer your question, Tyson, Boise State is one of the looks that Teddy Covers is on. I hope that helps you there you have it. There is our show for today. We don't have time even for Freddie Fortune. Sadly, no Freddie Fortune today. These are Max. So I tailed 3 of Max's looks. James Madison, first half, +5, -115. Yale, -4.5, -114. Cal Baptist, -4.5, -105. Max is on DePaul, +2. The Madison spot. FIU, first half, -6.5. Florida A&M, first half, +18. Longwood, first half, +0.5. Binghamton, first half, +7.5. Sacred Heart, first half, +0.5. Villanova, first half, -7. Let's see what's going on there. Pennsylvania up 7-6, but very early there. Northern Arizona, -4.5, -110. Southern Illinois, -7, -110. Yukon over 138.5, -110. He beat that mark and moved by 8 points. Citadel, first half, +10, -110. Citadel over 153.5. -110. Cal State Northridge over 142. Delaware State over 152.5. San Diego State -4.5. Tulane -1.5. North Alabama Pick'em. That's also Matt Randall's taint play of the day. BYU -2, -105. Boston University +3 at +100. Yale first half -2.5, -105. Yale full game -4, -110. Cal Baptist -3 at -110. I'm very sorry that I didn't get to the FAU question, Russell Gordy, but I have to be done by 5:40, and it's 5:4 or 6:40 your time, 5:40 my time. I have to be done by this time, so I'm putting a bow on this show. I am on the Leafs -1 in NHL tonight. I added the Blues Penguins under 6 at -110. And in the morning, I jumped on the Capitals Kings under 6.5, -114. I'm on the Hornets first quarter and first half, but there are a ton of guys on the Warriors. But I'm trusting Borrego to get in these guys' heads and get them going early. Oh, I'm a little nervous about it. I'm on 2 totals that have moved against me, which make me uncomfortable. I'm on the under in the Lakers game, and that's moved. I took it at 209.5 in the morning. I bet it at 210.5 when I was at my desk, and it keeps going up. It's now at 212.5. I could have got a much better line. Then I'm on the over 230 in Minnesota, Dallas, and that's gone against me as well. Bothersome. Thank you so much for joining us, Maxwell Smart. You can catch me here on every late show, Monday through Friday, where we focus on college basketball. On the morning show, NHL, NBA, NCAA football, NFL. But late shows we save for college basketball. Max, thank you so much. Reese is with me on the Hornets. Oh, we didn't get to the play of the day. Stack Wap, thank you so much for mentioning that. Max thought he was going to get out of it, but Max, you doubled up. Let's see. Max, play of the day. Quickly, hammer it to us. Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute.
It's the Virginia Cavaliers, Jim. I'm taking the Wahoo to go into Mackey Arena, get the outright win, even without Braxton Key. It's Wahoo time. Wahoo!
Wow, the Virginia Cavaliers. You can get them at +3 at -105 at Heritage. +3 at -105 at Heritage. Thank you so much for mentioning that. +3 at -105 is the play of the day, and I will tail the play of the day. Virginia +3 -105. I will tail that. That'll be my 4th look. We got to put a bow on this. I've gone long, and I apologize to my producer, Rafa, for going long. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much, Max. Follow Max on Twitter at MaxwellSmart420. But most importantly, Lecce, Halos Bookmakers. Thank you guys so much for watching.